He's like, I couldn't, that's Andy's team. He's like, I couldn't walk over there.
All right, now you gotta wheel for everything on this side. Wheel on this side.
Good job, guys! I'm doing both sides. I'm doing both sides. I said on this side. Do this side.
Watch where you guys go. Watch where you guys go.
Guys, you got fans over here. Ellen, over this way.
We want this team right here.
You guys are doing great.
We're going to start with our Division II T-ball. South Shore Weight Loss Center, Coach Gerard Delanoy. Sorry. Go ahead, boys, run it out, boys and girls. Next up, Stonebridge Homes, Coach Rami Hatani. Next up, Boston Trailer, Coach Jason Noonan. P&H Travel, Josh Parker. Northern Fendrick Insurance, Stephen Riley. Sport Performance, Coach Chris Varney. All right, next up we're going to have our Division I T-ball group. Tri-Town Barbers, Coach Jared Garrity. The Learning Well, Coach Scott Golder.
Waiting for pairing.
Turner Steel, Coach Tim Grew. Red Truck Transportation, Coach Mike Perez. Next, we're going to do our girls instructional softball. Wakirk Realtors, Coach Katie Egan. All right, next up, instructional baseball. Hammer and Stain, Coach John Gaquin. The Angels Garden, Coach Andrew Kelly. Bridgewater Trophy, Coach J.P. Waller. Witches Towing, Coach Sean Wilson. All right, next up, we're going to have our girls farm softball. Lamakia Realty, Coach Steph McNeil. August Lane, Coach Nicole Ryan. All right, next we're going to our girls minor softball. Witches Towing, Coach Kristen Bryant. Brockton Oral Surgery, Coach Marley Centrella. All right, now on to minors baseball. Wakirk Realtors, Coach John Enos. BKA Architects, Coach Tim Heath. Norgren Fandrick Insurance, Coach Sean Haruz. CWB Contractors, Coach Joe Sanses. All right, next up we have our girls junior softball. A1 Affordable Auto Repair, Coach Leah Murrow. Katie's Express, Coach Kristen Santiago. And finally, our majors baseball. Kenwood Tire Company, Coach Michael Denson. U.S. Environmental Rental, Coach Russ Regan. And Keystone Landscaping, Coach Sean Weatherby. And that is our group of players. Give them all a big round of applause. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dave Lamline. I am the president of the West Bridgewater Youth Athletics Association. Welcome to Field Day. We're going to begin the ceremony with the singing of our national anthem. We ask that you please stand, if possible, and remove your hats. Christopher Jones is going to lead us, and we're all going to sing with Christopher Jones. How's that sound?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, and bright stars through the perilous fight
Jones. That was amazing. All right, I'd like to take a moment to recognize our town selectmen, Chairman Anthony Kinahan, Vice Chairman Denise Reyes, and Jeff Ryan, as well as our town manager, Dave Gagney. Denise and Jeff, would you like to come up and say a few words?
I promise I'll be quick. I did have some prepared remarks, but I'd be remiss if I don't just point out how much I miss the chaos that is T-ball. And I will thank all the volunteers later, but let me throw an extra thank you to everybody standing behind the cat herding project that takes place. So thank you all. Real quick before I get into remarks, I have one sort of public service announcement to make. The town last year turned 200 years old. And for all of those 200 years, the town comes together at least once a year for town meeting. At that town meeting, all budgets are approved, all capital expenses are approved. The Finance Committee, the Board of Selectmen, they only make recommendations. The actual voting and approval of all the budget items and all the capital expense items happen at town meeting. Town meeting is not this coming Monday, but next Monday, May 8th at 6 o'clock at the high school. It's probably arguably one of the most important things you can do in town on a regular basis. So I hope to, fill a high school auditorium, which does not happen very often. And the more people that are there, the better off it is for the whole town. So that's my public service piece. I said I wanted to thank volunteers. One of the things that makes this town so neat is, number one, we're kind of small, and number two, we have a tremendous amount of volunteers. We don't have a day just to say thank you to all the volunteers. Like this obviously is baseball, but we have volunteers for soccer, we have coaches and volunteers for football and cheer, and then we've got people that do stuff in the schools, people that do stuff for the town. The town runs, and so much of the town's energy is built around volunteering and what we do as a town to do that, and it makes this town one of the great places. So I just want to say thank you to anybody who volunteers in town, and again, thank you to everybody out here on the field. Yes. I also want to thank the YAA board. I had the pleasure of being president of the YAA board and being active in the board probably 8-10 years ago, and let me tell you, if you think the first 8 years of your son or daughter's life goes by fast, wait for the next 8. If I can give you one advice as an old man on the field here, take a lot of pictures, take a lot of videos, and really try to just step back and enjoy it for a minute. Because while this goes by fast, God steps on the accelerator a little bit as you move towards the Howard School and as you move towards the high school. It just seems like before you know it, they're out of the house and you're standing here as a selectman because you have free time and the ability to do it. And it goes from there. So I also would be remiss, I want to thank the DPW, Chris Iannatelli, and the DPW as they maintain all our fields in town. And they always look sharp, and this day the grass is always a lot greener here than it is at my house. And that's a compliment to everybody there. And then finally, again, having the ability to look back after not being on this field for 8 years, there's a lot of good things that happen, but the biggest thing that happens on this field is friendships. They're forming right now in the field, they form in the bleachers, and they form in the YAA board with all the work that everybody does. So volunteering, obviously you get some personal reward from it, but doing what you're doing for these kids, you're establishing friendships that they're gonna have for years and years to come. So again, really quick, from my perspective, I just want to say thank you again to everybody who volunteers. It is noted, I wish there was a way to formally celebrate that with everybody, and this is the closest it is. So if you do anything in town, if you volunteer, I say thank you. If you don't, hopefully you can soon. And then if everybody, as we're talking about volunteering, the Dietrichsons are over on a table over here, and they are sponsoring a childhood cancer walk next week. It would be 2 weeks, 7th. It would be great if you could stop by and grab some information there.
So to keep it short, I would say a meaningful, heartfelt ditto to everything that Jeff said, and to also thank the parents, the grandparents, the siblings that all make this possible as well, together with the WBYAA staff. It's great to see all the children out here excited to play, and I have to say, Chris Jones, you just hit a home run. That was amazing. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise, and thank you, Jeff. I'd also like to recognize the administrators and teachers that are either here or not here from all of our West Bridgewater schools, especially the middle senior high school. We rely on the staff at the schools for athletic space coordination, communication to students, and much more. We appreciate all of their support, and please give them a round of applause. I also want to give a special thanks to the West Bridgewater Police and Fire Departments for their dedicated service and for their assistance today. Thank you. To our sponsors, we are incredibly grateful for the support from West Bridgewater's business community, which helps us keep registration costs down, as well as helping us maintain our fields. Thank you, sponsors, for your financial contribution, and I hope all of you will consider supporting these businesses. You can see them all out on the fences. There's many more. I'd also like to thank our fundraising chairperson, Addie Walker, and our fundraising team that spends time doing the outreach through phone calls and mailings to our local towns and businesses. Thank you, Sarah Connolly, Stephanie McNeil, and Jen Connolly for your support in these efforts as well. The WBYAA is a little bit different from other towns. Instead of having unique organizations for each sport, we coordinate the youth sports programs for t-ball, softball, baseball, basketball, fall soccer, spring soccer, and dome soccer for this town. It's a lot. It takes many volunteer hours to run these programs, maintain the fields, raise money, organize leagues, keep the rules up to date, of course pay the bills, and so on. I'd like to introduce the current WBYAA board and ask that each member that is here today line up on the third base line. Vice President John Enos. Secretary Lindsay Harrington. Treasurer Jason Noonan, who's on vacation again. Addie Walker. Arturo Perez. Eric Papat. Frank Brown. Greg Stistovich. Sorry, Greg. Jamie Connor. Jen Connolly. Joe Catino. Ken Moody. Kieran George. Kevin Leahy. Kristen Bryant. Matt Spadia. Mike Bouvier. Paul O'Keefe. Rami Atani. Russ Regan. Sam Lone. Sarah Connolly. Scott Mayer. Sean Haruz. Stephanie McNeil. And Tim Grew. I'd like to give a special thanks to Tim Grew, our T-ball commissioner, and the others on the field day committee for organizing this event. It's just great. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, team. In addition to the YAA board, there are many non-board members that volunteer their time as coaches. As is the case with our board, the YAA does not exist without our coaches. They do everything from coaching the kids, scheduling practices, making sure the snack shack is staffed, taking concussion training, participating in clinics, and much more. On behalf of our board, thank you, coaches. I also want to extend a special thank you to our registrars, Jess Aldred and Jamie Atani. We are extremely lucky to have both of them on our team for all that they do behind the scenes to keep our commissioners, coaches, teams, and players organized. Thank you very much. Sorry about that. Thank you to all the parents, grandparents, and guardians who get your kids to practice and games on time and cheer for them. I also want to thank all of you who fill out our surveys we send out at the end of each sports season. We do review each of those surveys. We just did one this week as a board, and we use your feedback to make our WBYAA program better. Feedback is always appreciated so we can improve our programs, but more importantly, we're always looking for more help. If joining the board is not something that interests you, we can still use more people willing to coach, help with field preparation, repair equipment, help with fundraising, and more. If you're nervous about coaching, sign up as an assistant coach to get started. It takes a village to raise our kids, and it takes a village to run the youth sports program. Every year, we recognize an individual or two in the West Bridgewater community who go above and beyond our objective with our Service to Youth Award. What is our objective? The objective of the YAA is to instill in the youth of West Bridgewater the ideals of honesty, loyalty, confidence, self-respect, and good sportsmanship, so that they may be physically and morally better prepared to contribute constructively to their community. This year, we selected one recipient, and this recipient sets the bar very high for both quantity and quality of service. He's been a member of the board for about 12 years and served as secretary, most recently as president, and still serves as presidential advisor. He's coached t-ball, basketball, and soccer. He's contributed so much to our organization and to the community. His time spent as president leading this organization through COVID and its challenges was amazing. His years working on a committee with other town members and administration in an effort to better our facilities for our youth was hands down inspiring. He's also the reason I'm standing here. Volunteering for this position wouldn't have happened without his coaxing and salesmanship, but more importantly, his endless support. Please give a big applause for this year's Service to Youth Award, Greg Stipkovich. I guess he's not doing that.
I like a good challenge. I know we've all been sitting around, and I appreciate all the patience of all the t-ballers and baseball and softball players here. I thank you all for coming today. This has been a very rewarding experience for me over the years. I did not prepare a speech, thanks for putting me on the spot. But I've really enjoyed my time here. I've made countless friendships and really appreciate everybody here today, so thank you very much.
Before we do our ceremonial first pitch, we have a special dedication to make today. For years, our snack shack was run by someone that put in so much time and effort to keep it operating and running smoothly. He did so much for so long that we kind of all took it for granted. All the details and everything that goes into it. Today we are dedicating the snack shack to Glenn Turner. Former WBYAA member and Service to Youth Award winner. Thank you, Glenn. If you guys look over at the snack shack, you see the sign that we're unveiling for Glenn, the Glenn Turner Snack Shack. Okay, time for our ceremonial first pitch. I'd like to ask two former board members, Jason Gothage and Steve Freites, to come out. They've just They don't quit, and they're amazing guys. Thank you, Jason and Steve, for everything you've done and continue to do. We appreciate your efforts. Jason's son Jason and Steve's son Cameron are here to catch the first pitch. Throw it in there, guys. Nice, good job. All right, these kids have been really patient, so I'm going to wrap this up. Immediately following this ceremony, all kids can go get a free hot dog, bottle of water, and a bag of chips. We've got a lot of fun activities for the kids to play. For the parents, we have a 50-50 raffle, raffles for free YAA registrations, Red Sox tickets that I've heard are amazing seats, and many local restaurants. We only accept cash for the 50-50 raffle, but we do accept Venmo for the others. Also, as Jeff mentioned, the first annual West Bridgewater Pledge Walk for Childhood Cancer will be on May 7th. You can go over to the table over there that Sarah Diedrichsen has set up, and please participate in that event. As always, to our youth athletes, we have 2 rules here: have fun and be safe. Even though we don't have a game to play, I'm gonna say, 1, 2, 3, and we can still say play ball, okay? 1, 2, 3. Play ball. Thank you. Have a great day.